This podcast may contain adult material. Mature audiences only, please.
Hey, welcome back to Me and Mrs. Always Right. I'm the host that took 30 years to watch Dances with Wolves.
I know, I can't believe it. And I'm Mrs. Always Right.
And we're coming to you from that little trailer park, and I pronounce it as Avenger, Texas.
It could be Avenger.
Avenger. Yeah. I like Avenger. Makes me sound like I'm going to get to avenge some shit.
Yeah. It's in Cass County, by the way.
Glass County?
Casket
County?
Yeah. Probably because there's only 371 people.
Living people.
Well, it didn't say, but I'm just assuming, yes. Avenger. Now, the only reason why, there was a little bit of reason why I picked this.
Oh, and the reason is, since you're the geographical locator host.
Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with where it's at or anything like that. Back when...
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a little moonshine. He's getting a little moonshine in him.
Apparently, it's aging a little bit.
Well, yeah, there's just a couple of little pieces of peach in there for soap. You. Soap?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's not good then. Yeah, it could be a dirty glass. I don't know. It's not a dirty glass, but
just take a little sip. Here, hang on.
God.
And tell me.
Okay.
If not, I'm gonna drink this beer.
Tastes like it always does.
Does it?
Yeah.
Fine. It's minty fresh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about minty fresh.
Okay. If this gives me food poisoning, it's well worth it. This episode brought to you by Cody's Fine Flavored Moonshine. Aged to perfection.
Well, it's aged. I don't know how perfect it is.
Man.
It is pretty damn good, though.
It really is good.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, shit. You were what?
I was just going to get back to my story.
Get back. Yeah, go.
Okay,
Tear it up.
So back when I was working, roaming the streets, at my job, roaming the streets.
In your DEA agent days.
Yes, in my DEA agent days. When I would call in a license plate for vehicles. Okay. We did have a dispatcher that instead of like it being a Challenger or Avenger or whatever, right? The Dodge vehicles. Yes. She always said Avenger.
Avenger?
She always said Avenger.
Maybe she was from Avenger.
I was like, well, that's a little odd. I don't know why I remembered that, but anyway, back in
your DEA days.
Yes. What? You look like you were going to say something. No, that was it. That was my little story. So, Avenger.
What are we talking about today? What are we going to do today to keep the people interested?
Well, we were challenged to a TikTok challenge
which we haven't done. You haven't made a TikTok video in 2 weeks since I set it up.
What am I going to make a video?
Dude, stupid shit. Well, you watch enough of it. Just anything. Show your vagina.
No. First of all, I would think being for us that we need to do a video for it.
I worked all weekend.
Well, I fucking work all week. So, and I apparently do nothing on the weekends. But
those are your words. Okay?
No, they're your words. Your words. You say I don't do anything.
You brought snacks, and I appreciate that.
I did buy snacks. Then I got all the laundry done.
I had jalapeno Cheetos. Yes. Cheddar jalapeno Cheetos.
Yes.
I guess cheddar and Cheetos go, either way.
Right.
Not sponsored.
I thought it was kind of weird that they named them cheddar jalapeno. Maybe the cheese on Cheetos is different from cheddar. Maybe.
But I know those are the best fucking Cheetos I've ever eaten.
They're hard to find. I can't always find them. So that's why you don't get them very often. Just like your tea that you like to drink.
I know. What's up with that?
I don't get that very often because it's not easy to find either.
The good news is I'm down to 255 pounds.
Yeah, you did weigh yourself. I've been telling you you're losing weight.
I'm not trying to. But I'm not trying to. And I don't want to set any expectations for me to fail myself. You know what I'm saying?
But if you don't fail, you don't know if you're doing any good.
I think the whole problem with expectations and weight loss, right? Is that if you don't achieve your goals, then you get depressed and you eat fucking more. So I just decided that I'm going to just eliminate as much sugar as I can. I'm not going to say no sugar.
You've done a good job doing it.
I'm not going to say no sugar because if I have something with sugar in it, I don't want to feel guilty.
Right.
So I'm just like, this is how I'm going to live, and whatever happens, happens.
Yes. And everything you lose, apparently you leave around the house.
Because you're picking that shit up?
I picked that shit up. Yes, sir.
So what were you going to say about TikTok?
Anyway, yeah, TikTok, I feel, because it's a page for us, that we should do a video. And
are you not part of us?
Yes, but I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do. But we have been challenged.
Hire one of your smart kids to manage a TikTok page.
We have been hired to do a challenge off TikTok.
Hired?
Challenged to do a challenge off TikTok, whatever. And we're going to do it. And we did have a couple that we know that said they're all in for. Technically, he said he's all in for it. And I think she just agreed to do it. She had no idea what she was agreeing to, but if he wanted to do it, she was all for it. But they said they would do it with us,
like
too.
Anal, right?
What?
I mean, can we do anal?
I'm not doing anal.
You gotta try.
No.
Huh?
No.
That's disappointing.
Is it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drink to that one.
I think you should.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Okay. Let me see. Don't spit it out. Don't spit. He's got to spew.
It's alcohol, babe. I'm not going to waste alcohol. Water's a totally different story.
Oh, okay. I got you.
When the nuclear apocalypse happens and water's a precious commodity, I won't spit that out either.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I probably will if you make me laugh, because that's what I do.
Okay, so we have to do the tortilla challenge for TikTok. And by the time we get around to doing it, it's gonna be so old, nobody's going to care.
It's okay, because we'll still do it. Now, I can probably guarantee you I'm not going to be able to do it anyway, because I find you fucking hilarious, and I laugh at you all the time anyway, so I doubt I'm going to be able to hold water in my mouth before you smack me with a tortilla.
Don't hold anything else in your mouth either.
No. But my question is, like, when you slap me with the tortilla, are you slapping me with the tortilla or slapping me with your hand and the tortilla?
No, that's dumb. That's actually domestic violence.
Oh, okay.
If you just do it with the tortilla,
don't do that, right?
I mean, do we?
Well, I'm asking.
I mean, there's a first time for everything. keep fucking up.
What am I fucking up?
My whole goddamn life.
Okay.
Just kidding. That's so kidding.
My goal is done up to this part then.
That's the only reason we got married, was for you to fuck up my life?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to fuck this boy's life up as far as I can for as long as I can.
Huh.
And that's my goal every day.
Last night, I got to watch Urban Cowboy for the first time in a long time.
Yes.
And we were supposed to be taking a nap.
We were tired.
But we talked
yesterday.
through the whole fucking movie.
We did. We said movie lines. Plus, we just talked about how it was Bud's fault.
It was kind of Sissy's too.
Bud took it further than she planned on him taking it, so it was his fault.
Well, neither one of them could fucking apologize to each
Both
other just to put it behind them.
Hard-headed.
Fucking dumb.
Yes. Yeah, but we were tired and we were gonna take a nap, and you're like, well, I'm gonna put in this movie, and I'm like, okay.
It's been forever since I've seen it, and it's one of my favorite movies. But how about we just draw the line and blame it all on fucking Pam?
A lot of it was Pam's, because she knew. She knew from the get-go.
You know that is based off of a semi-true story, and then the guy, to anybody who don't know, the Gillies was a nightclub in the 80s, closed in 89, burnt down in 1990. It is actually, Mickey Gillies says that he credits that movie, said that movie actually credited his revival in his career. And,
I bet it did. I can see it.
They got the idea. There was an article wrote called "The Life of the Urban Cowboy," and then they got the idea to make the movie. It was originally supposed to go to Dennis Quaid, not John Travolta.
Really?
It was. And it's based off of this guy and this girl who actually met at Gillies, got married within 6 months, ended up divorced. Okay, not like the end of the movie, but they were pretty close to it. I think he was about ready to sign the papers. And he had said that he was upset that he said Travolta brought too much disco to Urban Cowboy.
I didn't get disco at all.
No, but
movie.
John just came off from doing Saturday Night Fever. Isn't that the movie?
Yes,
which I haven't seen that one either.
It's okay. It's way slow. I feel it just, to be honest, I can't get into it as much as I can Urban Cowboy. And then, the music is good. The Bee Gees were fabulous, Then
that's also during filming, the Bee Gees came down to Houston to put a concert on, and John Travolta got on stage with the Bee Gees because of his connection to them through Saturday Night Fever. And it's also Barry Corbin's first movie role, who is probably Uncle Bob. If you ever watch The Ranch, he's on there, or Anger Management. Yeah.
He's the vet.
He's been in Yellowstone.
Yes. Yeah, he's a ranch hand.
He is old now. And I've personally met the guy.
You have. I've personally seen him.
He's a local. He's actually a local. He lives in our neighborhood, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Not our neighborhood, our neighbor area.
Yes.
Because he goes to, there's a local bar and grill right up the road that he's a
frequent flyer.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So I met him, and I'm just like, of all the. To be a guy actor, right? It's got to be weird. You get these, you're like, yeah, I can't wait for the groupies and these hot chicks. And then some fucking 45-year-old guy's like, can I have your picture? You're like my hero, dude. Barry Corbin is just fucking awesome. That dude is awesome.
He is pretty cool. He is.
And I think so that was Barry Corbin's first. Deborah Winger was not the first choice to play Sissy.
Really?
Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer auditioned.
I can't see Michelle Pfeiffer. She's too bougie, I think.
No, Pam, played by Madeline. God damn it.
I don't know.
Anyway, Pam's bougie in the movie.
In the movie, she's bougie. But I feel Michelle Pfeiffer, personally, I mean, I don't know her personally, but she just strikes me as too bougie.
Too bougie.
Too bougie. Yes.
And I think I'm such a fan of this movie because it was filmed in my hometown. When I lived in my hometown. I was a kid. I was probably 8 years old when they filmed that movie. But I go back and watch it and I see, and we've actually been by Uncle Bob's house. I think we've mentioned that before.
Oh my God.
In the movie.
There's
the movie.
Nothing around Uncle Bob's house in the movie.
But we go through there now, and it's a full-blown neighborhood.
Absolutely.
You would not recognize that as the house in the movie.
No. I mean, we drove by it actually a couple of times before we realized that was the house that we were looking for. You said you were how old when it came out?
When it came 8 or 9 years old. It came out in 80.
Yeah. So you're like 7.
7. It's close enough.
7, 8, whatever.
My grandfather, if you ever watched the movie, my mom's father, actually worked in the refineries down there in Pasadena his whole life.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, didn't you say also that rumor had it that
fuck my dad, fuck that guy,
that he was actually an extra?
It's not what the rumor says, it's what his lying motherfucking ass said.
But you don't know that he was lying.
You're right. I cannot prove or disprove that he was or was not at the bar during the filming. All I know is by the time I was 7, I didn't know where the guy was, and if he was in my hometown, he should have come and seen me before he went to fucking Gillies to have a fucking beer and be in a movie.
Well, maybe he came by to see you. You were off riding your bicycle, and
tricycle
so he just,
at the time.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah. Anyway, it could be. Pam, her name was Madeline Smith.
Thank you. Osborne. Now it was she's just credited as Madeline Smith in the movie.
Yes.
And believe it or not, the Hall sisters are in the first scene. They're the hi bud. They're actually sisters, and one of them was a model.
Really?
Yes, and that's their first movie role too.
Man,
not that we get off on a tangent on fucking 30-year-old movies, but I just
the best movies are old
Urban
movies
Cowboy
anyway.
And you know why I think I relate to Urban Cowboy so much is because we met at a bar.
We did meet at a bar.
Just like that. I was standing there at the bar. I was holding my beer. And you're like, you was in here. You used to have beer, didn't you? It went just like that.
I mean, no.
And you're like,
I didn't talk to you first.
And you asked me if I knew how to two-step, and I said, sure do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you asked me if I wanted to prove it, and I'm like, sure.
Just like the movie.
Just like the movie. I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
It's really
is.
not.
The only thing oh my God. Yeah. Some of the acting is so bad.
They used a lot of the hometown people in that movie outside of Scott Glenn.
And they probably told them, do not over dramatize. Don't really try to, do it. And I wonder if that's because they wanted to portray Texans as slow folk. I
mean that's just kind of how we are, though. I don't think I don't think that they were that far off. I just acting is probably a skill that a lot of people don't have. But you want that hometown. You're making a movie like that. You want that hometown authenticity.
Yes. That's true. So have you ever done any kind of acting? No, you were in a play once, right? Well, you were a little bitty kid. You were an ass or something, right?
Yeah, let's call it a donkey, okay?
Donkey.
I thought we talked about my Christmas pageant. Did we not talk about my Christmas pageant?
We did. I think we did. I think you did say that because your grandma made your costume, whatever.
And she made it inside out.
She made it inside out?
Okay,
it's kind of velvety, I've never heard.
Right? It was a velvet type material.
Okay.
And I think the outside part was supposed to be inside. I don't know. I was a kid and I was playing a fucking donkey. Who fucking cares? I had floppy ears and I was like, I had one line and I can't remember it.
Really? You really had a line?
I think I made a donkey sound or some shit. I can't remember. Are you going to live?
No, probably going to die.
Oh, that's going to be horrible.
Yeah. But you never took speech drama when you got older? Or?
I stayed out as many classes as fucking possible. Why go to them if I don't have to?
Even in middle school or whatever?
I mean, middle school is where my whole criminal career started.
So I actually took speech drama in middle school.
And you still sound like a fucking old hick?
Yes, I do. We were putting on a play, and a little strong, is it?
I got a peach in that one, baby.
Well, I told you there was a couple of small peaches in there.
Thanks, because you're going to take advantage of me tonight.
Oh, am I?
I hope so.
Oh, okay. Anyway, back to me. Come on.
ADHD podcast.
No. Look at this fine picture, though. Look. I love it. We were doing this play, and I really wanted the lead, right? But I didn't get it.
You showed
which
the
is
tit?
fine. No.
Well, if you
I don't show people tits now. Why would I have done it back in middle school?
Just saying, the casting couch is a thing. Continue, babe. I love you.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I didn't get the lead, but I got to be a stage hand per se. I mean, I did a lot. Whatever. I mean, I didn't try out for any. That was the one thing that I wanted to.
You say stage hand, and I'm just like, what's up with that? Use your hand.
Oh, whatever. Oh my God.
Is it my fault? I always think it perversion.
It is. Yes, there's something.
Anyway, stage hand. Go on.
Anyway, so we were gonna put it on a couple of times. For the 7th grade and for 8th grade at different days and all this other stuff, right? It was a pretty funny play, I felt. But right before we got ready to do it, for the first showing, the lead
got poisoned.
I don't know if she got poisoned, but she did get sick.
Oh, yeah?
She did get sick. Huh. I had nothing. Sure, I swear to God, I had nothing to do with it.
That sounds legit.
I know. It really does sound like devious, like I did something devious
that
or whatever, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah?
But I really, really didn't.
You're so over animated with your hands.
I talk with my hands. If I can't
Especially
talk with my hands.
Especially if you're guilty.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so they asked me, well, they were asking.
Asked you a question? Oh, stop, go ahead.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm glad moonshine. This is the end of the peach moonshine.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. So anyway, they were asking everybody, hey, but everybody was concentrating on their own lines and nobody knew her lines or whatever, right? But they got to me and I was like, yeah, because I knew everybody. I knew every single line from start to finish in this play.
You knew everybody's line in the play?
Every single one of them.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay, go ahead, overachiever.
So, well, I mean, you listen to it so many times. That's just like a movie that you watch 50 times. You're going to know pretty much.
We've been watching that movie for 15 years. You did not spend 15 years in the 8th fucking grade, okay?
I might have. I don't know. But anyway, so I actually got to be the lead in this play anyway.
Her.
I did not. I don't remember what happened. She could have had a death in the family. I don't know. But for whatever reason, she didn't do it, and I ended up doing it. No.
You sure?
I promise.
Well, how did you do?
I think I did very good, except for like the last scene in there, which I thought was hilarious.
Was it a sex scene?
No, it was. Oh my God. Anyway, it was funny, so I couldn't say my line without laughing.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Outtakes,
I did.
Right?
No, we were doing it in front of the school. How could we do it?
So you started cracking up when you delivered the joke.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke. It was just a line, and I tried to hold back as best I could, but I'm pretty sure I did laugh.
Man, now
out
that
loud.
I think about it,
I
think that line had something. I think that line was supposed to be a joke. No,
really?
Yeah, and it was something about Advil, or it was
Advil.
Baby, I wish for the life of God, who was actually in the manger during the play.
Oh, okay.
That I can remember.
Little baby doll?
That I can remember that line in that play.
Wow.
Huh.
I wished you could too.
Me too.
You know what? For years after that, for whatever reason, I kept like the script of this play that we had done.
Like your one fucking
school.
Achievement.
Yeah, because I never did anything.
But you were also a track star.
I did
a porn star.
No.
No. See, I was only running from the cops.
Volleyball.
Awesome. I sucked at basketball and volleyball.
Also played softball, but I didn't play softball for the school.
You want to know how bad at sports I was?
Did you even try for sports?
No, because I knew I sucked, right? So why even go through the embarrassment?
No, you probably didn't suck as bad as you
Actually, in 6th grade, okay? Here's the truth of it, man, while we got time. Okay. Here's the truth of it. In 6th grade, I was still living in South Texas.
Okay.
And I tried out. That's the summer I broke my arm from the whole stealing my mom's car thing. And then I got stuck on the tree and I fell from the tree. Well, it was that summer in between 5th and 6th grade. I went up there and I wanted to play football. I did want to play football, and I actually got into the athletics program in football. And then my mom's like, we're moving to fucking Grand Prairie. And I'm like, in my life, you look back at the starting point. Now, I was a fucked up kid back then. But once I got up here, I became even more fucked up. I think probably athletics would have given me some structure and some I don't know what the words I'm really looking for, and then I got here and I went in there and I'm like, yeah, I want to do athletics, football. And they like, well, we don't offer it for 6th grade, so I just through that year decided it wasn't for me.
Aww.
But no, it's fine.
But it could have been. You just decided not to ever try again.
Let's just say we wouldn't have moved. Number one, I wouldn't have met you.
You don't know that.
Number two, I do think our destinies were preordained. I'm not a religious guy, but you were meant to be in my life somehow. Number two, had I become a big famous football star, we probably still wouldn't have met. We wouldn't have met anyway.
Yeah, we would have. I feel we would have.
7th grade, we were in gym, just regular gym. and it was a pickup game of basketball. I fucking sucked. You babe, you have no idea.
Aww.
You know how hard it is to be tall and lanky, and everybody expects you to be the basketball guy, but you're not the basketball guy. But you're more like
the giraffe that's just clumsy.
I couldn't coordinate. I could not coordinate my hands and my feet. Look, even now, my arms and legs are really long, right?
Yes.
I was so unorganized and so clumsy because of my over-length extremities, which I didn't get gifted down there, but
oh well.
We get this pickup game of basketball, and I'm trying, but I'm not trying. But they steal the ball down on the other end, and of course, I'm not really trying, so I'm at our end of the court, and they pass me the ball.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's my opportunity, right? And I dribble down there, and I go to shoot, and I'm like, oh, I froze. I didn't want to miss. I didn't want to miss.
Oh, you poor baby.
No, I know, I get it. But I just didn't want to miss, so I stopped. I licked my fingers, licked them, and I'm like, for the love of fucking God, please, dear baby Jesus, guide this basketball into this basket. And I turned around. Sorry, my voice dropped. I turned around and I look, and they're charging at me like I'm gonna fucking die. And I had to shoot the ball, and I shot it, and it went in. And I was like, yeah,
what?
Yeah, it went in.
Oh yeah.
And then everybody was telling me, just like, oh, we saw you running down there. We thought you were going to do this badass layup. I'm like, I didn't want to embarrass y'all with my skills and stuff. So I just stopped, made sure.
Yeah.
It was a feel-good moment for me.
Well, that's
especially
good.
After being called Hancock all through gym. Right. So.
Well, I didn't realize that I enjoyed track. Long distance running is what my... What?
You say long... I think of track in the movie Grease, and he's like, long distance running. So when he's trying to win Olivia Newton-John back, and he goes through and he plays baseball, and it's not cut out for him.
Right.
And he's like, I think the coach is telling him, I think for you is track. He's like, running? He goes, no, long distance running. Anyway, never mind.
That's because he just wants him to get away from him. I mean,
that is true.
That's what
it is. But he
lettered
John Travolta again. Not that no homo. But he lettered in track in that movie. But anyway, go ahead. You're excellent at long distance running.
Anyway, yeah. Well, I didn't realize that I liked it till we were doing, of course, in elementary school, you have field days and all that stuff, which was always
I got a story
lot
there
of fun.
Too, but go ahead.
And then when I got in middle school, they were doing track tryouts and stuff like that, and they had us running, and I really enjoyed it. So I think middle school was a big turning point as far as athletics and stuff went for me then. Now, up until that point, I've always played baseball and stuff like that, but it was just with the neighborhood kids and, always had a good time doing that. So anyway, but yes, tell me your
At
story.
one of my many elementary schools I went to, because my mom was, what's that term? Not a vagrant, but when you move from town to town. She's more like a gypsy. We'll just leave it at that. Gypsy.
Rents due, gotta move.
Gotta move, right?
Don't even unpack next house we go to.
I lived in from kindergarten to 5th grade. I lived in so many fucking cities in South Texas, Houston, Deer Park, LaPorte, Galena Park. I know them all. And I went to, if it was a city in Houston, city, blah, blah, elementary. I've been there, okay? Just saying. But I forget whatever one we were at. We had a field day.
And
I ran. I got a blue ribbon. First place blue ribbon. Here's how cheesy my childhood is. I was so proud of the one blue ribbon I got. I took it to my great-grandmother's house, who I always thought was my grandmother in some weird kind of dysfunctional way.
Well, that's because she was old, and so you just called her granny or grandma.
She's the reason I like Jell-O with fruit cocktail in it. Okay. I'm just saying. I didn't call her that. I called her by her first name.
I think everybody's grandma made Jell-O with fruit cocktail.
And every time I would come over, every time she'd have some ready. Anyway, enough nostalgia on me being loved, because that didn't last very long. But I took this blue ribbon because I knew my grandmother would be proud. And that ribbon hung in her room until it fucking faded to purple.
Oh,
I know.
Grandma.
What's up with that? She's the one buried up here in Kennedale.
That's sweet.
I know.
Aww.
So the three proudest moments in my life, I was an ass on stage. Okay?
You're still an ass.
Still
today.
an ass. I made a basket in a basketball game.
That's fucking awesome.
And there's actually 4, and I'll tell you that one. I got a blue ribbon at track. It's
field day,
track and field, right? What do they call it? Field day.
I don't even know. Yeah, field day, whatever.
Number 4. I used to play Little League baseball. I ever tell you this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
I told you, but I don't think I've ever told them. I was in Little League. And for the first 2, what? Hurry it up. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying we can wrap it up. Sorry.
Do you want to wait until? No. I'm going to tell
Go ahead. Tell it.
I played Little League.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first season, the first year was cool. We were a first place team. So I was accustomed to winning, right?
Nice. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The second season, I get up to bat. This is like the only game that said grandmother came to see. She was old. She had a hard time getting out of the house. I wanted to impress. I was like, show off. And
Grandma
I hit.
Here, I got to do it.
This pitch came down the plate, and I hit this ball, and you hear that.
Okay, so it wasn't T-ball.
No,
so
it was Little League.
Okay,
not T-ball.
So you're
I'm playing real baseball.
9.
I'm playing real baseball here.
Okay.
And this pitch comes down the plate, and you hear that aluminum bat, and you hear that ping, and that ball goes dead over center. And I'm standing at the plate. I'm like, it's gone. It's gone. It doesn't, though. But it falls right where the fence meets the ground.
Oh.
And I'm trucking to first, right? And I'm looking, and then by the time I'm halfway between first and second, the ball hits the ground. I round second. I'm coming to third, and my third base coach is like, stop. And I'm like, no, motherfucker. I'm a freight train. I'm a freight train. He's like, stop. I'm like, bing, right? Fuck you. I round third, and I'm halfway, and I see the ball coming in. And I'm like, fuck. And it went right over the catcher. They overthrew. Yes, they overthrew it. I had it in the field, inside the park. Grand slam, baby.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes.
No wonder Grandma was so proud of you.
And then my life went to shit. Fucking cocaine. See what you do to people?
It's still shit, right? I'm making your life miserable every day.
You
are
I'm not trying to be cheesy here for the podcast or act or anything. You've been the only saving grace to my insanity. No bullshit.
Aw, that's sweet.
You're better than a therapist.
Nice.
Blowjobs, but you're still better than a therapist.
Oh, okay.
So
that's nice.
I'm going to take it by your reactions and stuff. Our show's over.
Yes.
You want to do the ending?
I can't.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at meandmrsalwaysright@gmail.com. All complaints go to the freshly reinstated Trevor the intern.
Aw, he was reinstated?
Yeah, well, Courtney was working the last shift.
Okay. You can also find us on Facebook.
Time out.
Uh-huh.
Please remember next week to tell the Courtney story. Thank you. Finish.
What do you mean?
How she threw me under the fucking bus?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right.
So, you can also find us Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, which apparently I have not done yet. And YouTube. Apparently, we're very, very busy at
marketing, babe.
now.
We're gonna do marketing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, yes, me and Mrs. Always Right. We're there.
At allthoseplaces.com.
Allthoseplaces.com.
And then, hey, become a Patreon member. Please help support our podcast.
You had it right.
Yeah, right. At Patreon/me and Mrs. Always Right, where you get pre and post show contents right along with unedited episodes. And I have finally found a way to post the video on Patreon early.
You put video on Patreon as well?
I put the YouTube video on Patreon early. So you can see it early.
They get everything.
Well,
like
as long as they
get everything.
Money.
Right. Like they get everything pre and post show content. They get all the
audio and the video early.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Word.
All right. Well, yeah, all that money buys your moonshine and keeps you in VHS tapes
I like that.
I don't know.
I like that. Nobody knows what VH is anymore. But
I do.
Toast a laser disc.
Okay. Beta. Never beta.
Thanks, Al Bundy, for investing in that.
You're welcome.
I love you.
I love you too, honey.
All right. You have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.